Hello, this is my Module 5 Task and People blog. So after completing this week's learning activities, I learned that I am a pretty good communicator, and I feel that way because I actively listen to people whenever I communicate. I have learned, I guess, just through life experience that my parents taught me that it was rude to try to talk over people or talk while they were talking. So I've always been real genuine and sit and make good eye contact and listen to what people have to say before I interject or give my opinion or thoughts on anything. So, and I also restate things that people say so that they know that I have heard them, and make sure if there were any misunderstandings, then they can clarify what they meant as I restate. So, the one thing that I probably am better at with communication is writing. I am very articulate and can write very well. I have a little bit more trouble verbally communicating. I'm still fairly effective at it. I just prefer to communicate through writing because I feel like I do it better. I have more time to think about what I want to say and what words I want to use, so it makes it a little bit easier for me. With delegation, that is definitely a management skill that I need to work on. I like control. I like to do everything for myself, and I have a hard time giving those tasks to somebody else, and it's not necessarily even because I don't feel like they could do it, just because I feel like if it's a job that is mine, then I need to do it, and I feel bad, giving it to somebody else. So that's definitely something that I would need to work on, identifying, when my plate is full, it's okay to delegate tasks to those that are also qualified to do it. And then with motivation, I'm pretty good at motivation. I am always looking at life with a glass half full. I am very upbeat and positive. That's one of the top qualities. Every job I've ever had, everybody always talks about how happy I am and how positive I am and how much fun I am to work with. So I don't feel like I would have any problems with motivation either. So in reflection of the learning activities this week, all of these things make sense to me. On the task and relationship questionnaire we did, I scored 15 on task and 21 in relationship, which means that I am more concerned in dealing with people than with the tasks. So that makes perfect sense to me. There's not a big difference in them. I think 21 for relationship was high, and the 15 for task was moderate to high. So just a little bit more concerned with relationship, with the people aspect of it, than I am with the task completion. And then for the emotional intelligence, I scored above average. And according to Lacey on the YouTube video, emotional intelligence is a measure of how well we identify, control, and understand our own and other people's emotions. So that makes a lot of sense with me dealing high with relationships and then scoring a 15 out of 20 on the emotional intelligence test, which they said was better than average. It's because I actively listen. It's because I pay attention to people whenever I'm communicating, and I think it would be important as a manager or a leader to have that higher level of emotional intelligence because you're managing people. You need to pay attention to them. You need to be able to communicate well with them. You need to be able to motivate them. And then obviously delegation, again, like I said, something that I need to work on, but I feel like, having the skills to communicate clearly, and then listening to what people need and where people need improvements, I feel like I could delegate appropriately if I needed to. Some people that I have seen, like my manager at work, great at delegation. She is pretty in tune with emotional intelligence. She can tell, if somebody's off, if somebody's having a bad night. She can identify when there's going to be problems before it actually comes to a head. She kind of nips it in the bud before it really takes off the ground. So I would say that she has a high emotional intelligence as well. And I think I've covered just about everything. The only thing really that I feel like I need to improve on is probably my verbal communication, and that's going to be practice as well as delegation, and that's just something that I'm just going to have to start doing, especially working in the ER in times, high volume times, whenever I really could use somebody else. Just asking for that help and getting over my own pride of being able to do it all. So, that's it. Thanks for watching my blog.